fluid. Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for liking, subscribing, being here, being you, be the best you. There's only one of you here. Thank you for being a part of my dream and my journey, and for sharing your time with me and watching this video. So y'all,
I don't know, maybe I'm living in fairy tale land, but whenever I decide to have a baby by someone, I want them to be happy, right? Happy, but they got to know I'm doing them a favor. You see what I'm saying? I'm doing you a favor. That's why you so happy about this.
Today we got a chit chat video because we are going to talk about how we as society, people, humans, whatever you want to call it, really got fucked up. Preface, I am not a typical religious person. If I had to choose like a religion that I'm close to, whatever, it would probably be Buddhism or something. I don't know. My sister pointed that out to me and I looked it up and I was like, okay, if I was like a very religious person, or that's probably what it would be. Okay, I'm not trying to disrespect nobody or offend nobody's beliefs or offend nobody's God. Please believe that this is just what I believe in after going through my own life, my own experiences, and we all have the right to believe in what we believe in, and we can agree to disagree. We can disagree kindly with love, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to preface that, because do not come for me if you Christian or real religious. Like, don't, because I don't play that. That's not me, and not everybody has to be like that. I'm more into spirituality and stuff. So yeah. But yeah, y'all, because look, Lotto's album just came out, and it's something about when the birds come out, when the main birds come out, all the other birds come out, because the birds have somebody to relate to, and they're like, wow, like, oh my gosh, like, you're a bird, I'm a bird, we're in the same nest, like, finally, you know. But it's something about social media that I don't know if it dumbed us down or if it made people think. But as a society, we really truly had got fucked up. And the reason why I bring up Lotto is because obviously she just had a baby, and with that came so much stuff, right? First and foremost, everybody's like, why are y'all being mean knowing she just had a baby and she went through postpartum? Shut the fuck up. In no way, shape, or form, especially on the internet, should y'all expect for people to be nice to celebrities or give grace to people just because they're pregnant. If she didn't want criticism and stuff, she should have said that shit for the end of the year. Like, what? And then y'all be postpartum and stuff coming on the internet knowing that you're dealing with postpartum depression and anxiety, but you're literally putting stuff on yourself. And I can say that because I dealt with depression. Not postpartum, but depression. There's no way in hell I'm depressed and I'm about to come online and see what people are thinking of me. Let's be so for real. Like, at a certain point in time, your brain has to really start wiring and firing, and your frontal lobe has had to develop. Okay, enough is enough. But then you also see people, and it's not even just with Lotto. Lotto just brought it up because obviously. But you just see people, so many people are settling for mediocrity, and then in the same breath, you're thanking God for this life. For your mediocre ass, settled ass life. Y'all sit up here and say, you don't believe in marriage, you don't want to get married, but you could pop your shit open and have a baby. In your 20s, mind you. Truly has got, and I understand maybe that's the point of our 20s, to like start understanding some stuff, make mistakes, but like a baby is way too damn far, and the way y'all like will justify you having a baby is insane. Like, and I bring God into that, because y'all will have these babies, and then when people are like, oh, do you want to get married, do you plan on marriage, all of a sudden we're the villain. All of a sudden it's not everybody wants to get married. Marriage is just a piece of paper. Marriage don't make a man stay. First of all, I'm not worried about if marriage is making a man stay. I'm worried about what's gonna make me stay. Put that motherfucking ring on my finger. Okay? Like, first, okay? And I feel like a woman sacrificing her body to have your baby and stuff, marriage is the bare minimum least you can do. What are you sacrificing? Your knee? Your shoes? Get the fuck down and ask the girl. Like, it's some things were really complicating. But yeah, I bring God into it because when you read the Bible, or for example, me personally, the way that I connect with God and the way that I connect with my higher self is I meditate. And when I meditate and when I talk things out loud and I go for my walks, like, you start getting downloads, things start clicking, But one thing that's literally in the Bible is to not have sex before marriage. So here you are with this evidence that you had sex, this big old round belly that's literally letting the whole world know that you was getting your shit beat back in. But you mad at us for asking if you about to get married. The Bible literally, and then you thank God for this baby out of wedlock. Now, I don't believe that God is a man in the sky. I don't believe it's a woman in the sky. I don't believe God is a person. Okay? I think God comes in many, many forms. That's what I believe. So, with that being said, of course, I do believe that obviously, for a lot of y'all, that's your role to play in this lifetime. And that's what you as a God has chosen, But at the same time, don't bring God into certain shit. You're really telling me God wanted you to have a baby out of wedlock for a man that doesn't give a fuck about you, that doesn't want to marry you? You're really telling me that God told you to go through all this pain and stuff for a man who hasn't shown you shit? You really think God told you? And at the same breath, y'all will sit there and say, but I don't believe in abortion, but I don't believe in this, but then in the same breath, you'll thank God. Like, what's really going on? Like, what? I don't need to know, actually. I don't want that life. Not for me. But what's really going on? What's really going on? I understand. And this is the problem too, right? This is why on my channel, I talk so much about inner child healing, because a lot of choices that especially on your 20s up, a lot of choices that you're making and things that you are doing is literally an expression of your childhood. Okay? Y'all don't need to be having these babies. You need to be taking care of your own baby self, because you didn't have the type of love from your parents. You weren't shown this from your parents. And now you're bringing that into adulthood thinking shit is fucking normal, and it's not. And then on top of that, you have a lot of parents and stuff who have kids and be like, wow, my life wasn't fulfilled until I had a kid. I didn't have a purpose until I had a kid. I live for my kid, Cut the fucking show. Okay, first of all, let me say, I get it though. I get it. You had a kid, a great blessing. Is showing you a whole different perspective on life. Is mirroring you. Like, that's your baby. I get it. No offense. But at the same time, so I wonder to myself when people say that, why aren't you enough to live and be fulfilled and have a purpose? You're putting all that responsibility on your baby. Why is you not waking up in the morning enough? And once again, sometimes you do have to have them kids to wake your ass up. But at the same time, y'all, there's not, a lot of us are not really showing love and self-love and grace and kindness and stuff in a godly way like we should be. And a lot of us are not learning it. Well, not us. A lot of people are not learning that. A lot of people are not taking the time to go to therapy. A lot of people are not taking the time to read books. Y'all are just taking the time to fuck your nigga, do what he say, and then pop out his kid. And then cuss out the internet when we say, are you married? Okay, Bookie. You want to settle? Oh, okay. That was all you had to say, is that you want to settle for your life and that this is enough for you. Oh, okay. But it's like, you really cannot get mad when people continuously bring that up, especially on the internet. That's life. It is what it is. Like, what the fuck? I feel like part of having a relationship with God, right? Whatever God you believe in, at the end of the day, it all comes back to love, right? God loves you unconditionally. God forgives you for your mistakes. That's how much God loves you. God gives you free will so that you can make choices and your freedom and stuff like that. But it's like y'all will take all of those principles to make up bullshit ass excuses instead of taking those principles and elevating yourself in your life. And then when you have people up here who is doing that and is saying, maybe we should do this, maybe let's do that, let's do this, do that. You people down here, because you have not even tried to be up here, you just took this shit and just immediately, now you feel offended and you want everybody to coddle you. But what our grandmoms used to say, you was grown enough to lay in that bed, and do what it do. You should be grown enough to take criticism and not be coddled and understand that maybe the decisions that you made in life maybe were not the best, and that's okay. And for somebody else to want better for you and genuinely ask you, it's okay. It's okay. Like, y'all be so damn allergic to marriage, talking about marriage. Like, whoa, sis, like, we can't even have an open conversation about this shit. Like, I remember me and my friend when we were younger, like, we really used to sit up there and talk about our dream weddings and shit. Now all of a sudden this shit is done, is gone. Somebody lying. But once again, once you get to your 20s and stuff and you don't have nothing going on and all that stuff, of course this is what you're doing and you're settling. But at the same time, don't bring God into that. Like I don't be, like, so many of us preach about God, and especially as a country, we're built on God and Christianity or whatever, but like everything that people do and does not show God. Even white people, y'all are racist, but then say in the name of God wanted you to hate black people. I'd rather people say in the name of God, I have the freedom to do what I want to do, and yes, that includes making dumbass decisions or hating people in my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, but no, y'all really think that y'all are like these like grand prize people and y'all are the shit. But then when it comes to your life and your choices, it's not showing that. It's not showing that you love yourself. It's not showing that you even love your unborn child for some cases. It's not even showing that like you've learned anything from life. And then we'll sit here and criticize our parents. We'll all talk about our parents. We'll talk about trauma we endured, things that we endured growing up. But then people are repeating this. I thought we was getting better. Like, you take what you learn from childhood and your parents, and then you do better. Like, I even saw somebody who was like, my parents got married young and they ended up divorcing 20 years later, so I'm not really rushing into marriage. But you're rushing into having a baby. And then y'all say, well, it's not about the man or whatever, or him staying. But like, you're putting your baby in that predicament where like, if you do have to co-parent or the dad don't want to be there, like, now your baby is going through that. When honestly, if the man didn't want to stay while y'all was married, you're leaving with yourself, not a whole nother addition that is now going to be enduring this. And this is why reading is so important, y'all, because if you read like child psychology books, it literally will tell you that parents divorcing and your mom not being there causes trust issues, your dad not being there causes this and that. It will literally tell you all of that. Then y'all love to say, well, I could just raise this baby on my own. But once again, this is going back to generational curses that we are not breaking, because so many people grew up without a father and you hated the world from elementary up, and some of y'all still hate the world. You've hated the world your whole life, but then you sit here and make a child to go through that same thing because you went through it and you're still alive and you're okay, but you're not okay because look at the dumbass decisions you are continuously making. A lot of shit is bullshit and is dumb. And if you actually really sit down and think about things, and I understand not everybody can, and not everybody can continuously go deep and unveil layers and stuff, but like, oh my gosh, y'all, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes it really just feels like, and especially me, I am a person, like I said, I am into meditating. I am into self-love. I've learned to love myself unconditionally, wholeheartedly. I've learned to not beat myself up. I've learned to see life in a more higher perspective. I learned to see myself in a more higher perspective. So, you know, for me, like, obviously this is the life that I'm living and this is the path that I'm on. So of course somebody else on the opposite, like, it's not clicking, you know what I'm saying? And this is not to judge nobody either. I'm just saying we have to continue to have these conversations so that we can continue to wake whoever needs to be woken, honestly, up, or so that youth can hear these other side of things instead of just seeing the same bullshit, you know? Like, sometimes you have to bring these things out and have these conversations because you never know whose life you can touch, right? But it's like the more that I'm continuing to connect with God and stuff, the more I'm just seeing how much, like, you people irritate the fuck out of me. Like, when I was a kid, I hated people. I was like, oh my gosh, I hate everybody. Like, everybody is so, this is as a kid. I'm like, everybody is so dumb. We say that we love each other, but then we're mean to each other. We say that we want this, but then you're not going after it. You say that you hate this, but then you're still putting yourself into that life. You know, as a kid, I'm thinking these things like, wow, like, humans are so dumb. People are dumb. But as a kid, I'm like, maybe I'm just a kid. I don't get it. When I become an adult, like, maybe everything will be better. Maybe people will learn and we could grow up and all that stuff, just for me to be an adult. And no, y'all are irritating. Y'all are so irritating. And then it's like, the thing, once again, we'll preach about God, and we'll go to church, and we'll do this and we'll do that, and we'll say I'm blessed and favored. But then online, we had the most dumb shit blowing up. In the music industry, we had the most dumb shit blowing up. When it comes to our own kids and our own youth, we can't even stand on shit. When it comes to these Epstein files, we can't stand on shit. When it comes to presidents and stuff, we can't stand on shit. We all just go to the internet and cry about it. We go to the internet and cry about how these laws are being changed and how they're taking away women's rights. But then when it's time to get up and do something, nobody wants to do it. But then at the same time, you want to say that God has you. But then at the same time, God having you is literally you having you, and you standing the fuck up and understanding, whether you live or die, that you are eternal and you are infinite. And then we'll let the stupidest shit go viral. We'll let the stupidest people get famous. That literally is the opposite of our morals and our values. Literally the opposite of what our kids should be seeing. Literally the opposite of what should be role models. You know, y'all will sit here and have these babies, but then you'll still listen to child molesters and their music. Y'all will sit here and have these babies, you know, and it's like, what if that was your child that they molested? Like me, I don't play that shit. I don't play none of that sex trafficking. I don't play none of that. I don't play that. As soon as I see that shit in the files, and as soon as I see a celebrity in there, immediately, I don't want to hear shit from you. I don't want to hear enough. Because now when your irritating ass voice gets in my ear, that's all I could think about. Like, wow, you really did that. You really are in cahoots with these type of people. And I understand separating the art from the artist. I understand some artists make some good ass music. I understand some actors and stuff make some good ass shows and stuff. But at a point, we still have to stand up. Nothing is standing. Nothing. Like, everything is just laying down. We ain't even sitting. We chilling, laying down, waiting for Jesus to come back. Bullshit. Like, I can't. But it's like, stand up for something. Like, letting that Young Miami song go viral is crazy. You know? And at the same time too, like I said, this shit is going on in real fucking life. A lot of kids are getting molested in our own families. You know, a lot of kids are being exposed to sexual things. A lot of people are dying from drugs and stuff, but it's like, we'll just listen and watch these people, and you know, it's literally like freaking a circus, like. But I don't know, maybe people listening to them and stuff, it makes you feel better about yourself. I don't know, but I don't know. I just feel like a lot of things are fucked up and a little backwards, and I just had to say that. I just had to come on here and say that. Once again, not to offend and it's not to judge. My channel, okay, is a open channel because I am an open person. So I get on here, I talk, I speak from the heart, I speak from God, and I say what I feel like needs to be said at the moment. This is like a hangout room, a hangout spot. The same way how you could talk to your friends and everything, and y'all could disagree, but y'all could still have open dialogue and be deep, or I don't know, maybe not everybody's doing that. But that's what my channel is. It's just a reflection of that. It's just a hangout spot. We all can talk and everything. So don't get your panties in a bunch. Once again, this is just to open the conversation, and let's all really start understanding what our best selves look like. What do our best selves look like for our kids? Even if you don't have kids, you're still a role model. What do we look like when we are loving? What do we look like when we are picking the best things for our life? And what does life look like when you actually believe in yourself and believe that you are worthy and deserving of more? Okay. With that being said, you are welcome to leave your comments. This is a safe space, and as always, let me just end this by saying, of course life happens, of course not everything is perfect, and of course we are all going to die anyways. So I am just really passionate about stuff like this, so I have a lot of passion and heart when it comes to this. But yes, I understand that life goes on, people are going to make their own decisions, and people are going to do what they want. Wow. I love you guys. Oh, please be safe outside, responsible. Summer's coming. Don't drink and drive. Don't take random substances. Be safe. Make it home. The world needs you. Love you. Bye.